or at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
This is Capitol
Science Friday
Hill
is also supported by MathWorks,
Madison.
creators of MATLAB and Simulate software for technical computing and model-based design. MathWorks, accelerating the pace of discovery in engineering and science. Learn more at mathworks.com. And from the Common Sense Fund, more at commonsensefund.org. Science Friday is produced by the Science Friday Initiative, a nonprofit organization dedicated to increasing the public's access to science and scientific information. Learn more about their work at sciencefriday.com.
Coming up this afternoon on Central Time, new legislation here in Wisconsin aims to tackle the PFAS problem in the water supply for communities around the state. We'll hear from one of the sponsors and look at the wider problem. That's coming up today on Central Time from 3 until 6.
Be ready to join the conversation at work by starting your day with WPR's new weekday morning podcast, Wisconsin Today. You'll hear the trusted WPR news coverage you've come to rely on in one quick listen. Find Wisconsin Today wherever you get your podcasts or at WPR.org/Wisconsin Today.
Support for Wisconsin Public Radio comes from the Earl M. Terry Endowment Fund, a permanent endowment that provides ongoing support to sustain the present and future operation of Wisconsin Public Radio.
Support also comes from K&A Greenhouse in Verona and Fitchburg, now open for the season, offering a large selection of locally grown perennials, trees, shrubs, and more. Details are at kandagreenhouse.com.
88.7 WERN HD3 Madison, the Ideas Network of Wisconsin Public Radio. Listen online at WPR.org.
This is Science Friday. I'm Ira Flato. One of the things that gives me the greatest enjoyment when I'm outdoors is watching butterflies. You catch a glimpse of a delicate, colorful butterfly flitting about. It's like a mobile flower. But it turns out that the evolutionary history of the butterfly has been a matter of scientific debate. I mean, where did the first butterflies come to be? Writing this week in the journal Nature, Ecology, and Evolution, a team of researchers crunched the genetic data on butterflies from over 90 countries to try to put a pin on the butterfly origin. Joining me now to talk about the work and what they found is Dr. Akito Kawahara. He's professor, curator, and director of the McGuire Center for Lepidoptera and Biodiversity at the Florida Museum of Natural History in Gainesville. Welcome to Science Friday.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Nice to have you. There are lots of species, right? 19,000 species of butterflies around the world, but there is a question about where they evolved.
That's right. Until now, we really didn't know where they came from. Scientists had thought that they might be originating in Australia or Asia, but we didn't really have a very good idea until now. Using the DNA data, we used fossils and geographic information and also plant data as well, like what kind of plants butterflies feed on. We tried to trace the history of how butterflies evolved on this planet. And what we discovered from this is that butterflies likely originated either in North America or Central America and spread throughout the world, starting in North or Central America and then going into what is now South America, crossing various oceans and crossing over to Asia and to Australia and eventually going into Africa and Europe.
Wow, really interesting. Well, now that you have the geography pinned down, let's talk about the evolution. Where do butterflies come from, evolutionarily speaking?
Butterflies come from moths. They're actually a group of day-flying moths. So moths are hundreds of millions of years old, probably 300 to 400 million years old, and they came from aquatic insects. They're related to these insects called caddisflies. And what we think happened is that these first moths came out from the ocean and started to feed on these very, very kind of primitive plants. And then when angiosperms, these flowering plants, took over the world, moths started to take advantage of that. And then we think one group of moths somehow became day-flying and just took advantage of the flowers that were available with the day.
So how do you trace back where that event occurred, where the moths and butterflies separated a bit?
Yeah, so for this study, what we did was we went into museum collections. So we have about 100 authors that were part of this study, and we obtained tissues, DNA tissues from museum collections. And